We need to stop getting distracted. While Trump is talking crazy stuff about the Gulf of Mexico being renamed, the Panama Canal being retaken, or making Canada the 51st state, or a whole bunch of nonsense that he's been spouting off the last few days, that's a distraction to make you kind of freak out about what he's doing over there while his friends in Congress do other things as they start to enact Project 2025. And they're starting with women's health care. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can easily stay updated with certain bills that if you already know what you want to be updated about, I'm going to show you how to do that with just a few clicks of a button. So you remember to not get distracted by all the media talk on things that don't matter. He's likely not going to make Canada the 51st state. Just think about it. We're not going to go into why, but it's all a distraction. So you're not noticing what's going on that will affect your life. Laws affect your life. Talk about Canada being the 51st state. It could affect your life, but likely it won't because he's not actually going to do it. He's just distracting you. So I'm going to go to my screen and I'm going to show you how to do this in just a few clicks. Not a lot of research, not a lot of time, and you can stay updated, informed, so you can focus on what really matters. So it's really important that we pay attention what's going on in Congress more than we usually do. And that doesn't mean that we have to perpetually search, Congress's website about what's going on. You can do this in your leisure, and it only has to take a few minutes because you don't have to read the entire congressional record of what went on that day. You certainly can if you want to, but I don't have the time to do that, and you probably don't either. So when there's issues that you particularly care about, here's an easy way you can do it. And there's several ways that if you want to look at, get a browsing view of everything that's going on for a particular day, I'll show you that in another video. But for this, if you care about women's health and hear about something about a new bill going on in Congress, just type in women's health into the search bar. And this is to get to this website, I didn't say earlier, go to congress.gov. This is all public information too. There's no subscription you need or anything like that. So because there's probably hundreds of search results with women's health in it, we unchecked all these options and we only care about legislation at this point. And then we only care about the current Congress. And now those hundreds of results became 2. Now, and here we go with House Resolution 7 that I mentioned. Now, on the surface, it seems pretty innocuous. It seems like who wouldn't, what's so bad about this? The point is that it's very vague languaging. So let's go to the whole text of it, which you just click on text, and it'll give you the entire text of the bill. And this is a fairly short one. It's only, a long paragraph. So recognizing the importance of access to comprehensive, high-quality, life-affirming medical care for women of all ages. Sounds innocent enough, but it's really not, because women of all ages, what does that mean? That includes girls. That includes grandma. That includes all women. So they intend this to affect all women. And it's vague language on purpose, because when states if this were to pass, when states go to abide by the law, as long as it falls within the parameters of a law, then they can do whatever they want. So when it's vague and doesn't really have specifics on what states are allowed to do and what they're not allowed to do, states can really do whatever they want. And yes, you can challenge it in court. That takes time, it takes resources. And, a lot of times they're throwing laws and stuff out there, and they know that we can't challenge everything. So they'll just keep throwing stuff, and eventually something will get through. So by using this vague language that seems innocent enough, and especially in the title, a lot of times people don't read more than beyond the title of a bill. The dangerous part of it is, whereas healthcare for women should address the needs of men, families, and communities as they relate to women's healthcare. What does that mean? It means that men, families, and communities have say in your healthcare. Do you really want men, families, and communities to have a say in your healthcare? Because I know anybody watching this right now is a grown adult, and you may or may not be married. You may or may not want your husband included in your healthcare things, but that should be your choice. Why isn't it that we don't get a say in men's healthcare if we're going to go this route? And all of these, I won't read them all now because nobody wants to hear me read all of the parts of the bill, but it's vague enough where it seems innocent, but specific enough that a state can easily develop its parameters should it become law. So remember, vague language is often kind of dangerous because what can be included and what can't be included is vague, and states who really want to suppress women's health care will do so because there's nothing to say that they can't. So um, you can also get alerts, so you don't even have to come checking back to this. You can have alerts emailed to you really easily. I already have alerts set about this one, but you can to get alerts you have to create an account on Congress.gov. It's no big deal. You just sign up with your email. That's really all the questions they ask, your name and email address, and then they'll ask you what do you want to be alerted about. Depending on what you care about. For me, I wanted to know if anybody else is added to it as a co-sponsor, what actions are taken. So is it moving further down the line and process of this piece of legislation getting passed in the House and moving to the Senate? Or did it fail in committee and whatnot? So amendments that can be added. There might be a member of Congress who says, "Hey, I don't like this part. Let's change it to this," and these alerts will alert you of who and what is the amendment. So these are the things I care about. You probably might care about different things to be alerted about. And then that's really it. So it's easy enough to stay updated with what Congress is doing, and you have to be vigilant. Um, while they're saying crazy stuff, it's all a distraction. And the wildfires in California are terrible. I'm praying for you guys. I really hope it gets under control. It is heartbreaking. But when Trump and his cronies are talking about the incompetence of Democrats or how Democrats are causing the fires or Ukraine or that, no, that rhetoric is all a distraction. Talking about the fire isn't necessarily a distraction. When it's updating you on news, what's going on is being put out, that's not a distraction. When people are talking about the incompetence nonstop, that's a distraction. And while we're all paying attention and overreacting to the Gulf of Mexico being renamed, or Canada becoming the 51st state, or buying Greenland, or any of these other things, they are doing things like this to restrict your healthcare access, to take away rights, benefits that you paid your life into. So please, please, please keep updated. And when you feel yourself getting outraged by something, and a lot of things you should, and you should speak out against them, but remember not to get distracted, because usually when Trump is saying some crazy stuff, he's distracting you from what is really going on. So that's it for now. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will be back later with more easy ways to check on what's going on in Congress later. Okay, have a great day. Bye.